Oladipo is staying in Milwaukee. The two-time MVP signed the biggest supermax deal in NBA history. 5 years, $228 million. And that'll keep the Greek Freak a Milwaukee Buck for most of his prime years. Bucks fans were thrilled. Giannis even thrilled her after signing on the dotted line.
What up, Bucks fans? This is Giannis, the Greek Freak. I'm excited for today. Big day today. I'll be here in Milwaukee for the next 5 years. This is my home. This is my city. I'm excited to be a part of this organization. I'm excited to go to war with my teammate. I'm excited to walk around this city. And it's been amazing, man. It's been amazing, and the show goes on, and let's get it.
Only Giannis could have a gash over his eye and still be so incredibly charming. Broussard, what does it say that Giannis decided to stay in Milwaukee instead of chasing a ring somewhere else?
Well, it says several things. One, that he's loyal, obviously, to the organization and his teammates. Two, that he looks in the mirror and he realizes he's not only never been to the finals because of his lack of a second superstar or what his teammates can do. He bears a lot of that responsibility. If he were a better player, specifically a better jump shooter, he would have had a chance to go, maybe been to the finals once before, and I think he recognizes it. Thirdly, it shows that he did not grow up on the American AAU circuit. All right, he didn't grow up playing with the best players in his state and just going out and waxing all the little local suburban AAU teams and think that's fun. All right, or even play with the best players in the country and go ahead beating these local teams. So American kids grow up like that, and they take that into the NBA. You saw Dirk Nowitzki didn't have that mentality, Tim Duncan. It doesn't happen over in Europe, so I think that's something else. But here's the biggest thing. It says that Giannis is young, and hear me out. I don't mean just his age, 26 years old. I mean his time in the spotlight. Giannis has been a star for just 4 years. He has been a superstar for maybe 3 years. He has played with the expectations of winning or getting to the finals for 2, maybe even 1 year. That means a lot. LeBron James, when LeBron James left Cleveland to go to Miami, he had played 7 years with expectations of being the next Michael Jordan. 3 or 4 years where you need to win a championship. When Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City for Golden State, it had been 6 or 7 years where you better win a championship. Where's your ring? All this leading the league in scoring. These MVPs, this is nice, but where's your ring? That pressure wears on you. It eats you up. It is a massive burden to carry. And I'm telling you, if Giannis doesn't have a championship in about 3 years, he will definitely be looking elsewhere, because then he will have played for several seasons where people start belittling his individual achievements because, oh, you don't have a ring. What's it mean? And that is the biggest thing in this situation.
You know what? Yeah, 100%. But the first thing I think about is his story and stability, right? Like, do you guys remember his story? You guys know it, but man, it's an impressive story. It's one of just resiliency and perseverance. Like, every day, like, I look at these food stamps. They sit right here on my desk. These are food stamps. After I signed my $40 million deal, my mom came to me and she gave me these food stamps, and she said, son, don't ever forget where you come from in your story. Like, I used to take these food stamps to the local grocery store and get what we needed, the government cheese, et cetera, et cetera. I remember those moments where it's wintertime and we had no hot water. We had to take cold showers after playing football, after playing basketball in the snow. I remember those moments where my mom used to heat up pots of water on the stove and dump it into the bathtub just so she can take a hot bath. That's what I remember. And then it takes me to his story, an undocumented son of immigrants from Nigeria, growing up in Greece, selling things on the side of the road. So that's what I think about is the stability now that he can give his family. They were living day to day in Greece. If you know his story, then you know they were selling things and living day to day. So that's the first thing I think about is how powerful his story is, and him giving this opportunity to take care of so many people. I think you said a lot. You know, this is him showing his loyalty. This is him not being Americanized in a way, right? Like 10 years ago, things shifted for the American athlete. Maybe starting with LeBron, like I can control my own destiny. Thinking about the different markets, I thought about like, oh, I could go play for the Jets and Giants and build up what I want to do post-career. I thought about, you know, oh, what if I play with this quarterback or that quarterback, Russell Wilson, and you got Drew Brees. He's not thinking that way. He's thinking, you know what? I'm here. I'm grateful, and it's an honor to be in the NBA. This is the team that drafted me, Nick, and now I'm going to make the best of it. I think this is a breath of fresh air.
Brandon, that was a great story. Thanks for sharing, except the part about the Jets. It really took it to a bad direction. But that part was really brutal. All right, so a lot of people will say there's too many trophies. Those people are liars. There are not enough trophies. So here's what I want to do. I want to invent a new trophy. It's going to be a belt, though. Not enough belts. Combat sports got plenty of belts. Not enough belts in the other sports. It's going to be called the Dirk Nowitzki belt. And here's how you get it. And spoiler alert, Giannis is in the running for the Dirk Nowitzki belt. Katana, can we show the 3 criteria? 1, if you want to win the Dirk Nowitzki belt. Before we go, the belt is going to have Dirk Nowitzki on it. We're still working on the graphic design. It's not just a WWE belt with Dirk. You get a belt that looks like that, but it's a picture of Dirk. Okay, number 1, tenure. You got to be long tenured on your team. Number 2, championship drought. You can't just win a championship and then get it again. It's a belt. It's got to go from one person to the other. 3, sentimentality. Here's where that statistic is, right here, right behind the rib cage, buddy, your heart. Here are the power rankings, Nick, of who's in the running for the Dirk Nowitzki championship belt. Number 1, Giannis. The fact that he could go anywhere he wanted to, decided to stay in Milwaukee with the specter of Kareem over here, makes him the number 1. Number 2, what time is it? Dame time. You know it, Jenna. Number 3, Embiid. The process, it makes him a sentimental favorite. Number 4, Bradley Beal. Hey, John Wall's on my team. I always play second fiddle. Nope, now you're the guy, and Russ is there. And number 5, which I had no idea, Zion is the longest tenured Pelican. So I think everyone, and maybe it's just because I got a little Anthony Davis residue, it feels like, I get drafted number 1, I hang out in New Orleans, yeah, Mardi Gras is great, Jazz Fest is great, but I'm out of here. So Zion is already in the running for the Dirk Nowitzki belt, Nick. Overall, so I think that Giannis's commitment to Milwaukee, it makes me the sentimental favorite, long tenured, and just makes me want to have him win a championship.
No, I love the belt, and it would be nice for, remember when Giannis figuratively took the crown from LeBron, but there was no actual crown, and he obviously didn't take it? I think, according to Wild Zone rules and regulations of the belt, currently LeBron holds it, right? The championship in Cleveland, he got it from Dirk, and he holds it now. So now Giannis could get it from LeBron. That'd be nice he actually got something from him. But speaking of LeBron, listen, I want to reveal something to the audience, then I want to ask Broussard a question. When breaking news like this happens, everyone has a different reaction. What I do is search out old tweets of mine that have now been proven correct. So as soon as I saw that Giannis was resigning, I'm like, oh, get Nick Wright, Giannis contract, find the tweet so I can retweet it as I told you he was resigning with Milwaukee. And what I came across was a clip from a shaved head Nick Wright back in studio in October of 2017, so more than 3 years ago, where I said that I think in 2 years, when LeBron is done being the best player in the league, Giannis will be the best player in the league. Now, I was wrong on the LeBron being done part. I'm always shortchanging the guy. Bad job by me. But where I also was wrong was this. Giannis isn't yet ready to be in the discussion for best player in the league. And that's not because of his coach or his teammates. That's because of him. And I adore Giannis. And I said he should have been the MVP last year and the year before. But what Broussard said, and this is what I want to throw back to you, Broussard, I think is the biggest key here. When you look at why they went from 2-0 on Toronto 2 years ago to out of the playoffs, in large part it's because Giannis scored 20 points a game on 43% shooting in those final four games. Right. When you look at Broussard, why they fell down 0-3 to Miami, it wasn't a LeBron against the Magic situation where he's averaging 38, 9, and 9 and the teammates are falling apart. Giannis was not as good. And listen, he's young, he's awesome. I think he did something incredibly likable here. But for him to become a champion, it's not just Drew Holiday. He's got to get better. And I think this signifies that he knows that it's not just about going somewhere else, that it's that, you know what, maybe we did have enough, but my game wasn't well-rounded enough. I have to get better myself, and I love that for Milwaukee, and I love that for Giannis, and to me, that's also what this signified, Broussard.
No, I totally agree with that, Nick. And I want to comment, too, on the Dirk belt. That was cute, Wilds. That was cute. But here's the thing. Giannis has to be better than Dirk. Giannis has to be better than Dirk. He's viewed as great as Dirk is, Hall of Famer, all that, best European and stuff like that. Giannis, if Giannis ends his career with one ring, it will be viewed as a disappointment. Giannis is one of those guys people are looking at to be maybe top 10 all time and maybe higher than that. But he's going to have to win championships. So I love the illustration, but that's not going to be enough for Giannis.
Wow. We could have done 30 minutes on that tape.
On top of that,
Dirk's one of the 20 greatest players ever. That's a wild take.
The Beard making the debut. We finally saw James Harden play, but did we hear James